Hello students, welcome back. In the last class we discussed about introduction to artificial intelligence. We have come across with the curriculum and we have seen why AI and we have seen the definitions of AI and what textbooks we need to refer and all those things, right? So in this session we are going to know about why there is a demand for AI, history of AI and applications of AI, what are the advantages of AI and what are the disadvantages of AI. So coming to this slide, so this shows that how much there is a demand for AI. So the first one refers to the more computational power. So AI requires more computational power, and it is related to big data also. You'll come across big data in the upcoming curriculums and semester, and how far we can build a better algorithms. And in terms of related to investment parts, this is becomes more important related to entrepreneurship and business terminology. Moving to the next slide. These are the primary and the important goals of artificial intelligence. The first goal is it replicates human intelligence, so solving knowledge intensive tasks. And the third point refers to perception and action, how we humans will uh, how humans are going to react according to the situation, and how their visibility, their decision making, and how they are going to perform, and what kind of decision making they are going to implement when they are in such kind of situations. That is the one of the goal in artificial intelligence. So what is the primary goal of building a machine? So so the machine which can perform tasks requires human intelligence, such as proving a theorem, playing chess. Third one is plan some surgical operations to humans, and fourth one is driving a car in traffic. So coming to societal problems and other related issues, and we are going to concentrate how far these systems or these machines are going to compete with humans. Why? Because humans are the most intelligent creatures as we know of till right now, and it has to compete with humans. So nowadays we can see so many surgical operations which are done by the robotic machines, medical related terms. We are going to see in the applications of AI. So playing HS, so we are going to discuss about where this term artificial intelligence is coined, and history of AI, who started this word, and all these things we are going to come across in the upcoming slides. And the next point related to creating some systems which can exhibit intelligent behavior, learn new things by itself, learning new things. So here, machine is learning. So we'll call it as a machine learning. How it is going to learn new things depending upon the trained data. So far we have trained the machine with some realistic situations, or giving some data to process, or uh, to do some actions or to do some tasks. So depending upon situations, it has come across so many challenges. So based on that, it has learned something, right? So how to act according to that one, and how to do that one, all these things it has learned. So it has to act according to situations, and it has to advise to the users also. It has to demonstrate, it has to explain, and everything. So this this picture or this slide shows some subjects of AI, different areas of AI. So one is knowledge base, so where you can represent your data in terms of visualization, preparing reports, and other things. So on building an expert system, deep learning, it concentrates where you are all where you are going to see some R languages and other languages, natural processing languages, machine learning. So as we discussed in the previous slide, machine learning. So the machine, how machine is going to learn without user interpretation, it can't. So user is there to dump the data into the machine. So machine will learn according to the situation, according to the trained data, sample data, and other things, and the computer vision. These are the different areas where AI is concentrated. So coming to the major part, a brief history of AI. This picture shows from 1943 to 2015 how AI has evolved in different years, and what challenges it has faced, how they came to know that there is a maturity in AI, boom in AI, what challenges they have come across in research and development, how they have overcome all those challenges. We are going to see in the further upcoming slides. Okay. Yeah. This slide shows maturation of artificial intelligence. So from 1943 to 1950, so this period shows that some since 1943 to 1952, there is a what you call some, you know, advantage and some how it has come across in different aspects we are going to see right now. In the year 1943, the work which is now recognized as was done by Warren and Walter. These two are the authors who have come across that there are some artificial neurons are there in 1943. In the year 1949, they have come across a rule. So they developed a rule in such a way that there is a uh, strengthen between neurons. There is a strengthen between neurons. So that rule they are going to call it as Hebbian learning. So in the year 1950, so this is the period where Turing machine has come into the picture. A very important thing. In the year 1950, the Alan Turing, who was an English mathematician, and he pioneered some machine learning in 1950. Alan Turing publishes. So there is a conference which was going on. So he published one computing machinery and intelligence. So they are going to call it as Alan Turing test. Turing test. So now we are going to. It is famous for Turing. Yeah. So they are going to call it as human intelligence, a Turing test. Okay. So moving to the next slide. So he is the one who first coined the term artificial intelligence in the year 1956. So 1943, you have come across that there are some neurons, and 1949, some author, the person Donald Hebb, stated that there is a rule called Hebbian learning. In 1950, Alan Turing has come up with a Turing test, and in the year 1956, John McCarthy first coined the term that it is called as artificial intelligence, not the Turing test. Or so how it has got its name previously, neurons, active neurons, something like. So now they got the term, actual term called as artificial intelligence in the year 1956. Okay. So the birth of artificial intelligence. So this is what we are discussing. So these 4 years, they have come across some logic theoristic. They have come across with some program created, first artificial intelligence program by Alan Nibel and Hebert in the year 1955. So they have come across first. They have come across, as we have already earlier we have discussed about prerequisite. One of the prerequisites is mathematics are the one of the prerequisite for artificial intelligence. And in the year 1956, the word artificial intelligence adopted by American computer scientist John McCarthy. So we have already come across this slide, right? So he is the person, John McCarthy, who has first named it as artificial intelligence in the conference. And later, as they have come across with some artificial intelligence programming, so the basic programs they have discovered is photon-based, COBOL, and so at that time, at the period of 19 in the from the period 1952 to 1950, these 4 years, they have got some enthusiasm for AI was high at that time. So moving to the next slide, the golden years started for artificial intelligence. In the year 1966, researchers and they developed algorithm which can solve some mathematical problem. Joseph and created the first chatbot in 1966. Now we are seeing so many chatbots and other things, which was named as Eliza. First chatbox name is Eliza. Chatbot name is Eliza. And in the year 1972, the first intelligent humanoid robot was built in Japan, which was named as Babot. So in the year 1972, first humanoid robot was invented in Japan. So moving to the next slide, the first AI winter started. So when winter comes, we people won't do any. So similarly here they named it as the first AI winter in from the year 1974 to 1980. The duration between these years was the first AI winter duration. Why? Because there was no funding from governments for AI researchers. So when there is no funding, there is no research. When there is no research, there is no progress for artificial intelligence. During AI winters, an interest of publicity and was decreased. So this is the period where people have lost enthusiasm. So it has decreased in this era. So there is no artificial intelligence development in the year 1974 to 19. So next, again, a boom of AI has come into the picture in the period 1980 to 87. These 7 years, in the year 1980, after AI winter duration, so AI came back with some expert system. So when there is no funding, so they started a concept of expert systems were program. Um, so these systems were decision making systems which incorporates human expert expertise. In the year 1918, the first national conference of the American Association of Artificial Intelligence was held at Stanford. So first conference. So far nowadays we are seeing so many conferences. Even in outside we are seeing so many conferences. So this is the first conference for AI was held in the year 1980. So at Stanford University. So second AI winter started again after the first AI winter for the period. So now second AI from till 1980, again 1987 to 1990 second AI winter started. So this is the period where again investors and governments stopped in funding for AI research. Why? Because due to cost effectivity comes into the picture. Why? Because a normal human or the person who is working can't afford to buy any artificial intelligence system. Why? Because it's cost effective and the expert system such as Spawn was very cost effective, which they built for decision making. So the first expert system they have got the boom, right? So it was cost effective. So nobody came forward to uh, buy this or to show some enthusiasm towards this XCon expert system. So this is the period for second AI intern. And next, the emergence of intelligent agents comes into the picture. In the year 1997, IBM Deep Blue, IBM came forward and they have started funding to this concept AI. So they have developed a first computer gaming program called World Chess Champion. So it has defeated Gary Kasparov, World Chess Champion, and became the first computer to beat a world class champion. So far nowadays we are seeing so many uh, grandmasters and who are coming from India also. So even the system might defeat them also. So they have come up with first gaming artificial intelligence system. In the year 2002, for the first time, AI entered the home in the room of Roomba, a vacuum cleaner. Nowadays, we are seeing any four cleaners automatically by sensors and other things by any object comes in, so it won't it recognizes and stop there and moves to the all areas around the room and it will clean by itself without any human effort. So in the year 2006, AI came in the business world till the year 2006. Companies like Facebook, Twitter, and Netflix also started investing into uh, artificial intelligence concept. So these are the people who have developed already. What you call Amazon people have developed already Alexa, Microsoft Cortana, Apple Siri, and so many Google Assistant. These are the voice over assistants for artificial intelligence. So moving to the next slide. So this is the concept where 2011 to till present. Earlier we got machine learning, now deep learning, data scientist, big data comes into the picture. So data problem, data processing has been why? Because we are rich in information. Sorry, we rich in data but poor in information. So to process those things, big data comes into the picture. So artificial general intelligence has come into the picture. So in the year 2011, IBM Watson has come up with some understanding natural language that can solve tricky questions quickly. In the year 2012, Google launched Android app feature Google Now. In the year 2014, chatbot. Already we have got a chat earlier chatbot. Now this is the another most updated chatbot. Eugene Boostman won a competition in the famous Turing test. So first Turing test, it has been beaten that one. In the year 2018, the project debater from IBM debated a complex topics with the two master debaters also performed extremely well. These are the different types of intelligence. First of all, before this slide, we'll come to know what is an intelligence. Ability to learn, understand, and think. How humans are thinking, understanding, acting according to situation. We call it as intelligence. Uh, so these are the different areas where you are going to concentrate on what is an intelligence: reasoning, perception, learning, linguistic intelligence, and problem solving. So these are the advantages of artificial intelligence. So first, at high accuracy and with less errors, yes, obviously. Why? Because machines are more faster and they won't do much mistake. Just how humans are doing many mistakes, so it won't do much mistakes. So less errors are there. High speed. So because of these reasons, faster decision making, faster work to be done. So beating chess champion, chess game. These are the major parts. High reliability. AI machines are highly reliable and can perform the same action multiple times with high accuracy. And one more, digital assistance comes into the picture where humans are much interested in digital assistance like e-commerce website like Flipkarts and other things where it performs according to that one. And moving to the next slide, disadvantages, as we have earlier discussed at the time of 1987 to 1993, so there is a period of high cost. Some second AI, when second AI winter comes into the picture. So this is the major point: high cost, can't think out of the box. Means like uh, as robots, these machines can't think out of the box. So what is a better example we can give is, so when we program, it will act according to the program, not on situation. So depending upon situation, suppose like for example, if I keep a cup of coffee beside my laptop system, and as I'm discussing with you like this, as the coffee is getting cold, it won't say that your coffee is getting cold, please drink it. So it can't think out of the box. Okay. So it has one more disadvantage is no feelings and emotions. So how humans are having feelings and emotions, we cannot make any kind of emotion attachment with human. It can't make any emotional attachment with human. Sometimes be harmful to user if we can't take proper caring with these systems. When proper care is not taken and we can't, when we are unable to use in a proper way, it might harm to human. So that is one of the major disadvantages. So with the increment of technology, people are getting more dependent on device, hence they are losing their mental capability. Yes, when we are more dependent on them, so we are going to lose our mental capability, and we can't think. How just how machines can't think out of the box, we lose thinking, intelligence, and other sensing related parts to our brain. No original creativity. As humans are so creative and can imagine some new ideas, but still AI machines cannot beat this power of human creative animals. Yes, they are not creative. They are just act according to the program, how they are programmed, but it can't be so original creative. So these are the advantages and disadvantages. Moving to the next slide, applications. Some of the applications are given below. So we already discussed it is related to medical part, gaming, and other things. So here comes some financial strategies, engineering. So offer suggestions to create new products. Yes, without engineering, we can't build a machine. So manufacturing, assembly, inspection, and maintenance. Yes. So far we have seen so many food processing, manufacturing industries, and other related industries where it act according to the programs. Mining used when conditions are dangerous. Surgical hospitals, surgical monitoring and prescribing. So we have seen nowadays when COVID is affected, some of the robots were going into the affected persons and giving medicines and getting back the temperature data and preparing a report and submitting to its higher officials. In teaching also, like invigilators, how uh, they are acting similar. The robots are the invigilators to the students. How so it comes into education part also. Household, yeah, we have already seen vacuum cleaner and other things. Cooking, shopping also. And farming, yeah, prune trees, it automatically cuts when some length of leaves will grow. Harvest and its crops. Yeah, we have seen so many machines where it plucks pumpkins or other vegetables related part automatically. So these are the applications of AI. So thank you so much. So upcoming sessions will discuss with more concepts with real time. Thank you so much.